Your mentality is more important than your location. If you don't change as a person mentally, you will stay where you are physically. If you want to be successful in life, seek to become a person of value. How do you become a person of value? First, you become significant. How do you become significant? You become unique. How do you become unique? You make yourself rare. How do you become rare? You develop a gift that cannot be found anywhere else. There's something you were born to do that no one else can do, the way you can do it. So you have to become competent in one area. You must become good in one area. Be known for something. Most people are failures because they are general practitioners. They can do everything and they specialize in nothing. Find something, work on it. The key to becoming prosperous is solving problems. You are kept for the problems you solve. You are let go for the problems you create. People ask me all the time, how you doing? My answer is, I'm a solution, not a problem. And I mean that. I said to myself all the time, I solve problems. That's why I'm valuable. I'm valuable because I'm solving your problems tonight. If you want to become the same way, you got to be able to find problems that you can solve and then solve them. Don't look for a job, look for a problem. If you're afraid to do something, do it. If there's something you really want to do, you dreamt of it for years, and an opportunity comes for you to do it, do it. Here's why. Think about how long you're going to be dead. That's why I make decisions.
Whenever you decide to become yourself, you become lonely. Right. Because everyone around you wants you to be like them, or they want you to be them. So when you discover that you are unique, you are special, you are important, and you decide to become who you are and achieve what you were dreaming, loneliness is the result. And I say this many times, and in my books I read about this, that every true vision only has one believer first. And it's the person who have that vision.
Wow.
And that's what makes it lonely. But what attracts people to you is when you decide that you don't care if you're lonely, you're still going to pursue the vision.
That's right.
So it's the desire to use your aloneness properly that makes people come to you. You're no longer alone. And so I have been alone most of the time. I'm lonely now because a leader is always lonely because they are out front. There's no one out there with them. When you think about it, if you have everyone around you, then you're part of the crowd.
That's true.
So leaders they live a lonely life, but they chose that loneliness. And that's important. You have to choose to be alone if you're going to change the world. And every great leader in history, as you study them, they really found their true self when they was alone. You know, and so when you pursue something that is more important than the crowd, you end up leading the crowd.
Wow.
Someone said you cannot lead an orchestra unless you turn your back to the crowd. Think about it for a minute.
Wow.
Yeah. So if you're going to be the leader, you got to turn your back on the crowd, and then you can lead life.
So the ultimate goal in life is wisdom. But the important goal in life is understanding. Many of you drive a car but don't know how it works. All you know is you turn the key in the ignition and it turns on. And when it doesn't turn on, you are lost. So you have knowledge of the fact that the car will start, but you don't understand how it works. So understanding destroys frustration. Everyone is a leader in their area of functioning. Write it down. This is the concept of leadership that God introduced. Every part of the car is a leader in its area of function. So we have to respect each part. They have successfully convinced you that you are useless. And they use you to do what they want you to do. They meaning your culture. And you obey them because you don't know who you were born to be. You have no idea what your function is. When I discovered who I was, I came free from them.
I think one of the most beautiful things that God ever taught me is that nothing is forever except Him and His promises.
Would you look at the camera and tell someone that who's going through some pain?
Yes. You know, the joy of life is that God gives us life in doses. The Bible says as long as the earth remains, there'll be harvest and seed time. There'll be good time and bad time. There'll be summer and winter. Unlike what the scriptures say too, it says to everything there is a season. In other words, nothing lasts forever. If you are broke right now, that's only a season. It cannot last. Wealth is on the way. And if you are wealthy right now, you must use that wealth strategically and properly, because there will come a time when that wealth may be challenged. In other words, everything is for a season. And the good thing is that if you are in a dungeon right now, light is on the way. If you are in pain right now, health is on the way. If you are abandoned right now, a company is coming to meet you. You see, nothing remains forever. The issue in life is remaining steady until the season passes. Can I say it again?
Yeah, please.
The key to success in life is outlasting the season. And that could be a season of good time or bad time.
The most dangerous people to be with are powerful people without principles. There are politicians who got power with no principles. You know, I prefer to have someone with principles and no power than to have them with power and no principles. Why? Because they use the power to kill you. There are people on your job who have position and they got power, connections. They ain't got no principles. So they will eat you alive. They will fire you. They'll destroy you. They'll do all kinds of undercurrent work to undercut you. When you finish, you're out of a job. And they laugh at you on your way out. No principles.
Says, my people are being destroyed and are perishing because, not because of Satan or sin, but because of a lack of knowledge. And then he says, because you have rejected knowledge, I must also reject you. In other words, ignorance is your real problem, he says.